let's look at some charts, shall we? So 2 days ago, we did a market analysis on Destra, and I think it's interesting how I drew this line, and it's already definitely headed that way. That retest will show us whether or not we're headed up to this purple line next. Yeah, this might be an intermediary resistance point right here. At the one level, there might be another resistance here, but definitely this is going to be our target on the next run. All right, let's go pull up the 0 by 0. 0 by 0. There it is. Still on a downturn. Oh yeah, this was 2 days ago here. Same idea here. This could very well retest yet, because although it did close, but not above that high, I don't believe that this will be going up yet. We have to see it actually go above, I would say, this line here, maybe the yellow line. Yeah. I would like to see it close above this red line. That is what, the 17-cent level? Yeah. So once it goes above this 17-cent level and actually closes a day above, that's when I will say, okay, we're probably headed up. Right now, still no proof. Good old 0 by 0. Let's go and check out our next watch on the list. This is the injective rather. So again, same idea here. We do not have a high price, like a high price that is getting higher than the previous one. So all of the high prices are lower than the previous high price. And in fact, the lows are still getting lower. And here, there will still be more testing of this consolidation zone, I believe. This here is where a lot of volume accumulated. If it goes below that, it could go down as far as 9. Yeah, it could go down as far as 9. Right now it's at 18. Again, if this were to, I think that we're going to see another test of this area. Like this here, hitting this is very indicative of another test. Yeah, and for this one here, it crossing above this red line and closing above the red line, it might be good. Yeah, but we need to see a high close higher than this before we really are interested in that long-term push. Yes, this is likely to go up because of the position that it is in the market. And yeah, sure, the price, look at how much the price went down here. Like the price went down 43% here in the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so. And it's bouncing back from the low. It's bounced back 32%, right? So again, we don't have confirmation that it's going up yet, but this is a good time to buy because that all-time high is 52, right? So from here up to there, it's 183%. So we're just waiting for confirmation. That has yet to happen. I would like to see a new low formed that is higher than this low here before I say it's going up. Now, I would want to see that first. Just align this a little bit better. So that's that. And then I'm pretty sure the other one there is just my NPC. Yep. So the NPC token, let's go check it out. A shorter time. This one is definitely on a shorter time frame. I think what I may do is turn this one into a 4-hour chart just so that we get a little bit more detail into the price action. There we go. Yeah, we're in a good, this NPC coin is actually showing really good signs of strength right now. Again, we haven't beat this high out, but we are forming higher highs. If we take a look at the last little while, this was a down bearish trend, right? If we take this line here, you can see Here's that bearish trend, right? And I would say that it's more like this, right? You can see that those highs got lower and lower and lower. And then all of a sudden there was this here was a push up. You can see that a lot of people were testing the market at that time. It didn't last long, but that's okay because those smart people, they were buying things up here and then selling it to the people who were starting to panic, right? They made 20% off of that, and then it dropped another 30% before it reached the bottom. So yeah, this is a good, they're in a very good position right now because this trend line here was broken out and not even retested really. I mean, one could say that this candle retested that trend line, but it came out of there nice and strong. We may see a retest because of how quickly it popped up. We may see a retest of this yellow line, possibly the red line, possibly this one actually. Let's grab this ray here and save it. This pivot point. Let's make it yellow. So this is a major support line right now on the NPC. And so anywhere between here and here is a good place to be buying. Just keep in mind that the all-time high is only 3 cents, 3.4 cents. Okay, so this one is going to behave differently only because it doesn't have very far to go to the all-time high, 50% to get to the all-time high. But it's showing a very strong support off of this line here, this 1.2 cent line. Yeah, it's showing very strong support. This double bottom here, when we see that, look at that. This here shot up, reached an all-time high, and had retested that point. Oh man, this has got a strong foundation for a big push upwards. But given how far it went above this yellow line without retesting this major pivot point, look at that. There's one there, came up, it provided some support here, right? Support here, resistance here, resistance. So that is a very key level. So I think that we might see some more liquidation coming into the yellow line to rebuy and then send it to the moon after that. Yeah, good old, okay, let's go check out some Bitcoin. All right, so of course, it's a daily chart, so there's not much different from what we experienced before. Oh, option R, that's what it is. There we go. All right, so yeah, not much difference. We're basically at the same price as we were a couple days ago. The plan is the same here for Bitcoin. I believe that we are going to see some more time in the chop, so to speak. This high price here did not beat out a price before, the high price before it. So we do not have confirmation of a bullish trend yet. And in fact, because the lows are getting lower, we are, that gives us confirmation that we are in fact in a bearish trend. I think that this price here, in order for the institutions to be happy, that we're going to see at least another test of this line. The purple line is indicating what would occur if this test, this support held, where we would expect the price to go. This blue line is what we would expect to have happen if this support level is not able to support the price. Yeah, if this support line fails, the blue line indicates what price action we can expect after that. So that's good old Bitcoin. Let's start saving these. In TradingView, I'm going to show you how to save. I had to think about that. I had to refigure that out for a second. Yeah, there's my cursor bouncing. Okay, so one thing I'm going to teach you in TradingView after you create an account, we'll go over that in another tutorial, but I'm going to show you how to add symbols to your watch lists. Now, the watch list is this icon up in the top right here, and that opens up the tray. Now I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button. Oh, advanced view. That's good to know. So I'm going to hit this plus button here, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding some things that we would be watching. Here's a Bitcoin USD. I am going to pull it off of Coinbase just because it is a very common exchange between Canada, and even in Canadians can use it as well. Some of the other exchanges I don't get to because they're in the US and I don't even have access to using them as an exchange. I don't really want to know their prices. Coinbase is more universally consistent between Canada and US. And so I would prefer to use Coinbase as a reader. I don't mind Binance. Sometimes we see Bybit's good as well. Sometimes we see, yeah, Bitfinex. I don't think Kraken. KuCoin is in here. Yeah, that would be a good one too, because we do, yeah, you know what? I am going to put KuCoin on the list. And the reason why is because we are running bots we're building bots for coin. And having started building some bots, what we're looking to do there is we might as well be watching the KuCoin price action. And hey, there's Corey. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. I already did just an overview of the coins that we talked about the other day. The price action hasn't really changed a whole lot in any of them other than the fact that they followed my squiggly line so far. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually just adding certain symbols to a watch list in TradingView and just tutorializing that. So I'm going to add Ethereum. Now in the same way, all exchange types. Yeah. What I'm doing right now is I'm finding the KuCoin prices on the coins that we'll be working with. And so adding them to the watch list so that I don't have to go looking for the signs. I just go ahead and click it off of the watch list for us to analyze.
Yeah, similar to having your favorites.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what we're doing. Kraken, here we go. Euro, Bitcoin, Euro, Ethereum, Cardano, US dollar. There it is. Yep. All right. Next, what's another one that we were talking about? NPC. Playable coin. I wondered if, oh, you know what? I would like to use Uniswap. And they have it to USD there. BitGet. They don't have a KuCoin listing for NPC, but that makes sense. NPC is a meme coin, so it's not actually it's not even an altcoin. But I wanted to, I can use, yeah, that one would work. Okay, and then 0 by 0. Here we go. It's to the tether on this one. I'll grab this price, I think. Ooh. No, I'm going to go ahead and grab that one. Yeah. Okay, and I think that's all I needed to add. Oh, wait, no. I also want to add an injecting coin. What's it called again? I can't remember. It is called... oh, there we go. That's the MPC. Injective coin. That's what it's called. Injective. And which broker do I use? That's market cap. I don't want that. I would prefer to use OKX, I think. And oh, I didn't do it here. Always make sure when you're trying to add to the watch list that you're clicking up in here to add it, because if you just do it here, it's not, this isn't where you add things to your watch list. This is where you actually call up a chart. Yeah, let's go here. I'm just going to go ahead with this one from Binance, just because it's the only one that I can see. Oh, wait, no, here's a KuCoin one. Let's do that. Okay, so now I've got all of the assets that I use. Oh no, desync is the other one. Desync network. Let's go. Is that the only one? Estra network. Yeah. I don't know these exchanges, but that's fine. Okay, so now I have all of my watch list ready to go. And I do not need the change percent. I don't think I need the change percent. I'm fine without. And then that way, in fact, I'm going to take away change too. Yeah, I just want the price. All right, cool. So now I got my watch list all buttoned up here, ready to go. So as we're working together, if there's another one we want to add, we just add them here. And then when we do market analysis, we'll just pound through them every day, whatever we're watching. And if someone has one that they want to watch, yeah, like whatever. If someone has a coin that they're interested in, I'll just add it here and then we can watch it and then I can analyze it every day. Ethereum. I didn't analyze this one yet. Yeah, basically the same type of chart as what we have with Bitcoin. With Ethereum, again, because we have highs forming lower and lows are forming lower, we do not have confirmation of a bullish trend yet. So in fact, we have confirmation of a bearish trend. And I'm going to suspect that that if it goes below this level, that it'll probably go down to the 1800 level, 2000 in that area. Shucks, if it goes down that far, it might even go down to 1500 because that's a major pivot point there. A very strong support because it provided a lot of resistance at this level here. So let's go ahead and grab this one here as a major support. Likely, let's go yellow. And I believe that another one would be here where we last dipped. And the next one would be right here where we currently are. And then the next one would be right here where we see a lot of price action between lows and highs there. And then I'm going to say this one here is going to be another point of interest for traders. And then, of course, we go to the all-time high. Okay, so currently we are going to be bouncing around between these levels, I believe. I'll draw a little bit here what I think is going to happen. So I believe that having driven down to this point here, that we will likely see another test of this support line before we have to close above this green line before I say, okay, yeah, we're probably got enough support to head up to this next resistance. However, it is, oops. However, we also just open up and get the brush right on here. However, if this green line doesn't provide support, we'll probably go down to here to the yellow, test that a couple of times before we look to go up higher. So something like this, and we would need to see that close and properly bounce off of that before we see this. And let's change that because that's going to be plan B. Okay. So plan A is if we see this support allow the price action to close on this daily chart. If it closes above this blue line, or even especially if we get close to this point of support here, that's actually a good point. Let's grab another and bring it into here. This area here has in the past provided some resistance and support as well. And so we're going to go ahead and throw that. Okay, that's there. That makes this blue. Okay. And then here's where we say that makes it purple. Okay, awesome. But yeah, that blue line is going to provide some resistance, especially as we head back up. And I'm spending a lot of time on Ethereum for no reason. Let's go to ADA, because this is where we're actually going to be putting most of our efforts. And we can see that this price action looks a little different, doesn't it? If we and just take the last, here's, what is this? This is that's last year. So if we just take 1 year's worth of price action, right about there, there's the last year of price action. That chart looks considerably different from Ethereum. That's the same year. It has a very different shape. That's good. And the reason why it has a different shape is because Cardano doesn't have the same capacity of to manipulate the price action as does Ethereum and Bitcoin, because Ethereum and Bitcoin are more centralized. And this chart is more it's more indicative of true value of the asset. Here we are currently out in a downtrend. Don't have confirmation of it going up yet, but I'm going to start drawing some lines because that is how we see and visualize our areas. So here's a major point of resistance and support right here. I'm going to start this off in the middle, I think. And let's go blue. And after that, above that point, we have this as another point of, yeah, this is a nice support area here. Let's see what it's done in the past too. Yeah, and in the past, we also had that be an area of interest. So we'll add that one. Okay, awesome. And then let's grab another one, bring it down to find our next support level. Oh, there is actually a line here. Yeah. This is definitely a good one. And then here we just bounced off of this support level here. And then we've got another support level here. You can see that has provided a lot of support for the price action. All right, I don't know if I'll go back further. Yeah, not that interested in going back further. But look at this. Look at how much room there is to go. Look at that, eh? $3 as a peak. From here, that's a 700% increase. And that is not difficult for this to occur, especially when we take a look at what Cardano has done over this period of time during this price action here. This 800 days has been consolidating, because this is the major resistance point here that we're waiting to see break. If we break this resistance point here, that's going to change everything for this entire coin. So 80 cents, that area there. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up to an all-time high, so we have that as a benchmark. And it's nice in TradingView, you can now just click to add text next to a line. So I'm just going to put ATH up there. Now it doesn't show very well because, again, this is just for little reference points, right? So there's that. I wonder if I can change the color of that text though. Line tool colors, settings, text. There we go. Yeah, let's go with 60. Actually, you know what? I'd like to use this color here. there we go. So all-time high. This is going to be a major resistance. 90. And in fact, I might even say, call this one here. This one would actually be 24 all-time high. This one here, we'll call this resistance. Okay, so yeah, I believe that we could very well see the price drop down to this level here. It is entirely possible. This would be the 24-cent line, which we reached in October of 2023. Yeah, that it could very well reach that low because we are forming lower lows. And this here might even be the high that we get. If it does go up higher, this line here is going to provide some resistance. I would want to see two. I would definitely like to see one more retest of this. If it closes below this green line, I think, let's just double check here. Yeah, that green line, if it closes below that on the daily chart, I would say that it would likely go down to the yellow line. And so let's go grab our little tool here. So we got two trade plans at the moment. We've got this where if it retests and then closes below, we could see this before we retest this resistance and head up. But the other option is, of course, where it only retests this and heads up here. Now this one here, oh wow, the screen is moving on me. So here we would want to see a close above. We would want to see the chart, the daily candle close above this resistance line here. Oops. There we go. This is going to be, we're going to call this resistance, what is this? Resistance 1. And this one here is support 1. And let's change the color of this one so that it is purple. Okay, so those are our two trade plans that we have, depending on what happens. If we, right now, it's a great time to buy. There's no question about it. You're still going to get 700% before it reaches its all-time high. But then, like I say, if it closes below this green line on the daily chart, we can expect it to test this support level here, which is support level 2. Yellow line. And again, we would want to see it close above this green for us to see the next resistance point. If this gets retested and the price action closes above this blue or this green line, then I'm going to, this is teal, I would say then that it'll retest it before it heads up to the next resistance level, which is R2. Any questions?
No, I think that's pretty good. It's still a lot over my head. There's a lot to learn here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And ask lots of questions as I go. If I'm saying things and you're not, like, for instance, if I say the price, if the daily bar or the daily price closes above that line, are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. That's great. So here's how a bar works. So if I zoom in a little bit more, we'll see this bar. So you can see this bar here that went dipping below that green line. The line that's popping out of that, so I'm going to draw this. Let's draw it with this. So we're going to zoom in a little bit here. And then I'm going to bring it up so that we can see this. Oops. Okay. So this is a bar. This big line here, I'm going to go ahead and open it up on candles because it is going to be easier to see. All right. So every candle body has an open price and a closed price. Now, if it's a bullish candle, meaning the price is going up during that time, then the open price of that candle would be the bottom, like this blue one here, this green one, rather, teal, I don't know, whatever color it is. This is the open price because it's the bottom of the candle. The top of the candle is the close price. So after this day's worth of action, price action occurred, this is where it opened and this is where it closed. But on a bearish candle, where during the time that candle formed, the price went down, then it's the top of the candle is when the price opened at the beginning of the day, and the bottom of the candle is where the price closed at the end of the day. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The wick is where the price fluctuated outside of the open and closed range. Every candle has 4 points of interest. There's the open price. There's the top of this bearish candle, the close price, but also there is a high price. What is the daily high price? Not the open price, but how high did it go and how low did it go during that day as well. So those 4 different points of interest are actually listed, constantly listed in this line here. And I'm going to put my cursor on it so you can see this O right there. I wonder if I can. I can't. Okay. So when I'm moused over top, when my mouse is over top or my crosshair is on top of a bar, I'm going to pause it here and I can go ahead and move so that price won't change. But you can see here's the O and 0.3442. That's the open price. The H is the high price. So we have the open price, that's up here at the top of the bar, or top of the candle rather. The high price is the very tip of the wick. So you can see it's a little bit higher, not much. The open price was 34.42. The high price was 34.59. The low price is way down here at 27.48. And the close price was 31.18. And then what it does is that next number there, it shows you what's the difference between the high and the low price. And it was 3.21 cents or 0.312.
So in essence, right there, if you invested at the low, you would have gained 3 cents. Yeah, so you gained 3 cents on each penny you had there.
That's right. Yep. And then the last number there is the percent of fluctuation. Because it's a bearish candle, it's red. It gives us all the red numbers. And this is a negative 9.33% because the difference in price between the open and the close was 9%, 9.33%. So that can give you a little bit of extra data on the price action of a day. Does that help?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Okay. So when I'm saying something like, we want to see the price action close above a line or below the line, what I'm saying is when it comes right down to it, here's an example. Right. This bullish candle closed above this line, right? However, this bearish candle closed below that line. And because this high price here did not beat out the high price above here, This is indicative of a downward trend. So when the price closed below this line, it was like a confirmation. Okay, we're likely not going higher. And sure enough, it tested that line again, but then ended up driving itself down to the next line. The act of this here, let's get right in close so we can see the whole thing. I wonder if I can move this. Oh no, I don't want that. So this price closed below this line. That is what we're looking to have occur as a confirmation over here. Right now, we're between these 2 points, this pivot line here and this pivot line here. This is resistance, and this is support, because support is below the price and resistance is above the price. For us to know which direction this is going to go, because right now it could go anywhere. It could just bounce between these for a while. For us to know whether or not we're actually going to make it out of this range and which direction we're headed, we want to see one of these candles close outside of this range. So if it closes above this line, then we're likely to see a more bullish trend. But if the price closes below the support line, then we're likely to see it come down to the yellow, because that's continuing or confirming a bearish trend. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's all I was going to analyze today. Any questions?
No, that's pretty good. You're
Awesome.
definitely knowledgeable on this stuff.
Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
most of the time I look at these graphs and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what's going on with all that. When you can see when things are going up and down, but it's hard to get a read on things all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When you look into the details of the candles and what that all means,
It's
because
true.
then you get an idea of actually like what the value is going to be between that period of time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. Now, one thing that I want to show you here next is these are candles. So that's just the graphical representation of the price action. I don't like to use candles. And the reason why is because TradingView, KuCoin, all of them, they all use this color scheme. And what people don't realize is that when you're looking at the price action in this color scheme, the reason those colors are chosen is to have a psychological effect and induce emotions as you're looking at the charts. And because they need the emotions for price action to occur en masse. So I don't like using candles because they color them in such a way that induces emotions for the mind. And I don't ever want to trade with emotion. So I like to use bars. And the reason why is because now I can look at a bar. If all of these were the same color, then it's more difficult to tell which ones are up and which ones are down, especially if they get into this kind of area here.
Yeah.
So that's why people like candles, because they can change the colors and then they've got that association. But because I avoid the emotionality, I actually use bars instead of candles. Now, what's going to happen? I'm going to zoom in nice and close again so that you can see the difference and how the price action is represented. So here we go. That's in there. Yeah. Okay. Let's just make this regular size, I think. These bars, or these candles rather, are representing the price action. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to bars. So now their color, they're not dependent on color, but now the graphic looks different and how I read it looks different, because now these bars you can see how it correlates. There's the open price, the high price, the low price, and the close price. And that's how they're graphically represented there. But if I turn it to bars, now my open price is this little tiny notch right there. My high price is the wick. You can see it as it comes up. My low price, same as the candle, is way down here. But then my close price is a notch to the right. So I can see what's happening. As the price comes in, as it opens, I've got the notch on the left. And when it closes, I got the notch on the right. So now I don't have to look at this with colors in my eyes. I'm only looking at raw data.
Yeah.
And I'll use colors for trade plans and that kind of thing. Or I'll use colors for the pivot points and stuff like that. But now the price action has no emotionality attached to it. It's just white. And I can tell by looking at the bars, even if you take a look at this level, at this zoom level, you can now start to I find this gives me a greater sense of the price action than candles, because I've got these colors and these bodies in the way. But here it's just, oh yeah, here's the entry price. Let's go over this one here. Here's the entry price, goes down. There's my close price, entry, close, entry, close, entry, close, entry, close. And I can follow the price action a lot better. And in fact, I find that instead of candles, I get a more accurate reading with this. So as you're watching me do chart analysis, the bars are likely going to be my favorite thing to use. If I'm doing something instructional where I need a little bit more example, then I might go back to candles so that people can see what I'm talking about, because this is so common. But yeah, I'll likely be using bars for most of our work. Yeah, I'm going to finish up. I'm done here. I got to go and help Audrey and Lynn with this TELUS stuff.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. So with TELUS, are you guys going to be going with TELUS, or you're going with Lightspeed?
We're gonna go with Lightspeed. There's no point in us going to TELUS, because TELUS can only provide 5G service as high speed in Rocky.
Which is weird. You'd think they'd still offer their DSL, right? Because they still have the telephone lines down there to
use. Yeah,
use.
and DSL. Yeah, you can get DSL, 50 megabytes download. Absolutely, but it's $80 a month.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. So with Lightspeed, you're looking at 75 to 80 megabits per second, or are you looking at greater speeds with Lightspeed?
So Lightspeed, yeah, they can do 500 or 250, 500, and 1,000 download.
Okay.
But the 1,000 download, they're capped at 20 upload.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, majority of the time, I think I had that before too. They are, even here in Spruce Grove right now, we have just 100 megabits per second upload, but they're looking to increase that to 150.
Yep.
So and at any point in time, if they do get those increases, they will just add it to your plan as soon as it comes available.
As soon as it happens. Yeah, they said the same thing. They're going to update the website. Like, they're waiting for that stamp of approval, and they just simply couldn't give us a date, which makes sense because they are at the mercy of the conglomerates.
Yeah, exactly. So they're still a good company. So
oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm all about it. I know full well, like it's not like it's not like that's within their power, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. And it was interesting on the phone with the lady. She was like, yeah, you know how this is, obviously, because I was explaining to her, right? Oh yeah, okay. So I know what that's like. I dealt with the same thing when I was getting into text marketing. I wasn't allowed to do certain things with my license until I got the big thumbs up from TELUS. So it's just the nature of the business, right? Until we truly decentralize it.
Yeah, it's almost like a do not compete clause that they stick in there so that they want to be like, see, we're Shaw, we're still better than Lightspeed. Oh, yeah, it's because you've got your foot on their neck. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, they can't compete. Yes. Yes, we know. You won't let them. Yeah.
We see the gun that you have shoved into their gut that they're like, yeah, you can only offer 20 megabits per second upload, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You better say that, otherwise we're going to pull the trigger.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, cool, man. Have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you at the we'll see you at the potluck.
oh yeah. I don't even know where we would be going.
I will send you the drop.
Okay.
Cool, man.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a good one. Talk to you later.
You too.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye for now.